Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
First at 4, your eyes are not deceiving you. We are moving into the end of April, but a freeze warning will go into effect later tonight, just as big crowds travel to Detroit for the NFL draft. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. Kim Adams standing by with the very first forecast on a chilly spring day and what we can expect tonight.
Tonight we'll drop down into the 20s, Karen, but by the weekend we're in the upper 70s. So we're just giving folks a taste of all we can do here in Metro Detroit. Downtown right now, a beautiful shot of Hart Plaza. They have been able to do a lot of work today. You can see the camera still shaking a bit as the winds are a bit gusty. Right now, winds downtown are out of the north at 14, gusting to about 18 miles per hour. Temps are in the mid 40s, definitely cooler than our normal high. If you're from out of town, we should be in the 60s this time of day. And so we are about 20 degrees below that in many areas. And tonight is going to be a very cold night. We'll have mostly clear skies. Right now, clouds are hanging on, but as we go throughout the next couple of hours, you'll notice more and more in the way of sunshine. But it's chilly out there, 39 in Port Huron and in Sandusky, about 8 to 17 degrees colder than we were at this same time yesterday. So that freeze warning goes into effect at midnight until 8 a.m. We'll talk more about the draft forecast and that weekend forecast that does include some upper 70s, maybe even 80 degrees.
Well, the NFL draft kicks off tomorrow in downtown Detroit. The NFL has been teasing us with glimpses of what you can expect if you want to join the fun. Today, we got our first look at the NFL fan experience. It's taking place over at Hart Plaza, just a few blocks away from the draft theater, where the teams will announce their picks. We're told the NFL experience is more interactive with fun for the whole family.
We have put together an experience for fans of all ages where they get to get up close and personal with their team and experience a little bit of what it's like to be at Ford Field on Sunday.
The NFL experience will be open from noon until 10 o'clock in the evening every day during the draft. Tonight at 5, Victor Williams will show us more of the cool stuff fans can see. And if you're coming downtown, don't forget to register and then download that NFL One Pass. Expect more draft coverage on all of our platforms. Tonight, we go live from downtown Detroit in the middle of the action for our all-in draft special. You can watch here on Local 4 as well as Local 4 Plus and clickondetroit.com. The fun kicks off at 8 o'clock tonight. Warren police are offering an update on that case of an 8-year-old child who shot himself in the face. And they're also offering some steps that can protect other children. This morning, Macomb County officials talked about the case involving the little boy who was shot last Friday. Since then, his father has been charged. 53-year-old Theo Nichols is the first person in that county to be charged under Michigan's safe storage law, which is a 10-year felony. Police say the child found the loaded gun on top of a kitchen cabinet. Today, the department is pushing gun locks as a safety precaution, and you can get them for free.
When you come in, the only question we will ask you is how many do you need? We want to protect the children of our community. If you're in a surrounding community, you cannot, for whatever reason, cannot afford a gun lock, we will provide anybody that comes into our police department with a gun lock free of charge.
Police say the child remains in extremely critical condition at this hour. At 5, we're going to take a closer look at gun locks and how to use them. United States Supreme Court seems divided over the newest abortion battle. It will decide in just a few months. Now, this crowd was also divided during oral arguments today with competing protests outside the high court. The Biden administration sued the state of Idaho, arguing its restrictive abortion ban is affecting life-saving treatments for women. The court's conservative majority seems skeptical, questioning if the ban is actually affecting emergency care. The court has already allowed Idaho's ban to go into effect. A decision on this challenge should come by late June. Meantime, the Arizona State House just passed a bill to repeal the state's near-total abortion ban. Now, it's based on a law that was passed back in 1864. The Arizona Supreme Court recently ruled that law could be enforced since the fall of Roe v. Wade. The new slate to repeal the old law now heads to the state Senate. And as we move into the busy travel summer for season, the Biden administration department is laying down some new rules for the airline industry. They're designed to make things a little more transparent and also put more money in your pocket more quickly. Kimberly Gill joins us now to go through some of those changes, and really customers could benefit here, Kim.
Good afternoon to you, Karen. The Transportation Department claims flyers could save about $500 million a year when the rules are implemented. It's all part of the Biden administration's efforts to deal with what it calls corporate ripoffs. Here's a look at some of the requirements. Airlines will be required to give cash refunds for flights that have been canceled or seriously delayed. For domestic flights, that means 3 or more hours, and it's 6 hours for international flights. Passengers also get a refund if their luggage is at least 12 hours late for domestic flights. The rules now require refunds to be prompt within 7 days for credit card refunds and 20 days for other forms of payment. And airlines will be required to be more transparent about all the fees they charge so travelers are better informed. Here's Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg.
Healthy competition requires that as a consumer, you comparison shop, which means knowing the real price of a trip before and not after you buy. So airlines will now be required to show you these costs up front so you have all the information you need to decide what travel option is best for you.
Now, the new rules will be implemented over the next 6 months to 2 years, so keep an eye out for updates. Airlines for America represents the country's largest carriers, and it says the industry is already committed to providing the highest quality services regarding prices, fees, and ticket terms. Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thanks, Kim. New support on its way to Ukraine, and TikTok's days could be numbered after President Biden signs a sweeping piece of legislation into law. The president celebrated the long-delayed deal with Congress before noon today. The $96 billion package sends assistance to Ukraine, Israel, Gaza, and Taiwan. $26 billion will go to Israel and humanitarian aid for Gaza. The president is warning Israel it must ensure relief supplies get through to Gaza without delay. Now, that legislation also includes a provision that could force TikTok to be sold or it will be banned across the U.S. A bipartisan group of lawmakers says they see the video app owned by the Chinese company as a national security concern. That parent company, ByteDance, denies those claims and vows to fight the new law in court. ByteDance has 9 months to sell, but the president can extend the deadline by 90 days if he verifies progress is being made. About 170 million Americans use TikTok, including many small business owners. Creating Comfort is our Go For It project for April. It's our way of marking Donate Life Month, which focuses on encouraging Americans to make organ donations. So today we are going to meet a doctor who is among the very small percentage of transplant surgeons who are also minorities. Dr. Jason Denny tells our Dr. Frank McGeorge he sees that distinction as an important advantage in relating to the African American community.
I think people that somehow have some closeness, it doesn't always have to be same race or same religion, but it definitely helps. But the people need to accept you because there's fear. And whenever there's fear, people look for familiarity. And if they can find familiarity in me, that I'm just like at the barbecue telling the guy, you know, hey, Jay, what's going to happen? Let me tell you. I think people see that.
As an African-American transplant surgeon, do you feel an extra need to go out there and talk to the African-American community?
Absolutely. I think, you know, I help all patients. However, I go where the need is greatest. I've been here since 2005, and I tell people I've been in every small church, large church, community center, from here to the UP. I just think it's helpful, and I enjoy it. It's certainly a responsibility, and I've been doing it for a while, and I think the community's happy to have me, and I'm happy to be here with that.
Another part of Dr. Denny's outreach is as a former chairperson of MOTEP, the Minority Organ Tissue Transplant Education Program.
MOTEP has been there every step of the way to help lead people through the difficult process of trying to understand what's happening, what are the myths, what's going to happen to my organ, who's going to get my organ. And we get right down to the nitty gritty. I mean, my mother, who has 2 transplant surgeons in her family, signed up only a few years ago for organ donation at a MOTEP event, which was quite surprising. So everybody has their hurdle, and we need to meet them where they are.
What are some of the more common myths that MOTEP helps break down?
So one major myth is that if I come to the hospital, if I'm an organ donor, they won't work hard for me. And I tell people I could understand how people feel that way. We don't always know how people have engaged in the system. So the way you might look at the system is not the way they look at the system. So from their perspective, I tell them that no, I said, typically no one even discusses or knows anything about your organ donation status. You come in, you're a patient. So I tell them that it's not in the equation at all. And when you hear that message enough, they get it. So my pitch is, if you would ever consider receiving a kidney, you might consider donating a kidney. And then they say, okay, Dr. Denny, you've proven to me that it's helpful, but can you do it safely? And I said, absolutely, we can do it safely. At Henry Ford, we've been doing it safely for 50 years.
By the time someone has reached you, their kidneys have failed. What do you say to people to help them avoid getting to you?
You're in my brain. So one of the things that MOTEP has done as a foundation, which we're able to do, is talk about preventative medicine. We had a grant for that related to blood pressure. We've also just started another program called Meet the Moment. We have a website, Meet the Moment, where we're approaching young men 18 to 25 or so about their health and their contributions to the community to prevent people from needing kidney transplant, managing weight, high blood pressure, diabetes, and those kind of things.
His bottom line.
What would you want if you had kidney disease? Nobody would have to wait if everybody decided to donate.
Now, Dr. Denny says over his career, he has seen much greater acceptance of organ donation in minority communities, but frankly, we still have so much farther to go.
And the buy-in from those communities is what's so important, to get that message and to understand it.
That is so important, Karen. You know, the fact is high blood pressure, diabetes, both so much more common in minority communities, making kidney failure much more common in those communities. Frankly, also increasing the diversity in the donor population, that leads to increased access to transplantation for everyone. Overall, very important.
Important to have those conversations ahead of time, obviously.
No doubt.
All right, thanks, Doc. By the way, our Creating Comfort project coming up April 30th. We are asking volunteers to help us with special blankets that are given to families whose relatives choose to donate organs. It really is a wonderful program. Now, we are going to be at the Henry Ford Centennial Library in Dearborn next Tuesday. Hundreds of people have already signed up, but we do need more volunteers, especially from that 2 to 6 p.m. time period. The 2 p.m. hour has been filling up fast, so just go to clickondetroit.com to learn more about the program and find out what times are available.